was Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla was born in this house, and there's a church, and his father was a priest, by the way. We'll go to see the house where he was born. The lady at the ticket office told us that he lived here till 7 years old, and then he moved to Gospić, which is the town where we came from now.
For those who doesn't know, according to the internet, Nikola Tesla was an inventor, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer and futurist. But for many, he was more than that. And these are some of his inventions. But let's start from the beginning.
Morning, guys. Today it's a beautiful day, sunny day, and it's so clear, so you can see the mountains. Here we are in Croatia. It's a special day because it's my 32th birthday. I was reflecting in the past days on the fact of how I could make this day special also for who's watching. So I thought that it could be nice if I could share some of the things that I eventually learned during these years and which I found useful and eventually can give us a different perspective of life. So yeah, I decided to write down 5 points and I'm gonna talk a little bit about them today. And there is a surprise. Also, we are going to visit a place and I think we'll enjoy it today, so let's go. Today it's Sunday, so I've seen on the internet that there are only 3 buses today. One at 5 a.m, one at 12 something at noon, and one in the afternoon. Maybe we'll end up hitchhiking, we'll see. Maybe this will have to do.
I could say that hitchhiking is another way to face your fears, because it can be quite uncomfortable at first. And after some attempts, finally someone stopped.
Hvala.
So we managed to get the tickets. We had a nice cappuccino. The bus will leave in like 18 minutes and it's a beautiful day.
If you are new on this channel and you would like to stay updated, please consider to subscribe. Thank you very much.
So here we are in Gospić. So there are no buses for this town. The town we are going to see today is called Smiljan. Let me check. Smiljan. I don't know how you pronounce it in Croatian, but basically Nikola Tesla was born here. It is not the season, touristic season here, I guess, but there are no buses to go there. But somehow in this office we found a very nice lady who called contact, a friend maybe, and he will take us to the village for 10 euros each way. So that's a very good news and it looks like things are working out quite well. Okay, so as I mentioned before, I wanted to make this video more useful for the person who will watch it. So I wanted to share some thoughts. I finally managed to find a quiet place. I wanted to talk first about miracles because the more I pay attention to it, the more I realize how many miracles are often happening into my life and of course into our lives because each person has them. To begin with, I mentioned this concept in a previous video as well, but you know, our life started with a miracle because we are one maybe in around 250 million spermatozoas and we are talking about one sperm cell that makes it, and that's basically us, each one of us. And it's kind of miracle, right? So to think about it, in this big quantity of cells, we are the one that makes it, and that's why we are alive today. So our life starts with a miracle. There is something out there that guides our lives and we have to pay more attention to it. Okay, without going too much further away, I will make an example of a recent miracle that happened into my life. I started living on my own around 17, 18 years old, and I had in the attic of this apartment where my family lived, there were stored some of my belongings, like around 10 boxes. And for many years I thought that they were got lost, and also when I asked my family, some of my family members, they thought that okay, there's no point in looking for them because some other people, new people moved in. But I went to try, and actually I found these boxes. So that's another miracle that but then this is just one of the latest. So I hope this was useful, and we are waiting for this person, and hopefully we'll make it in time. We finally made it. Here we are in this small village, and we actually bought the tickets. It's 7 euros per person, by the way. Nikola Tesla was the inventor of the neons, of course, so I really like how they have his name here. There are two eagles above. So beautiful, you can hear them. Nikola Tesla was born in this house, and there's a church, and his father was a priest, by the way. We'll go to see the house where he was born. The lady at the ticket office told us that he lived here till 7 years old, and then he moved to Gospić, which is the town where we came from now. And at 2, we have to be ready for a demonstration, which will be in the house, small structure over there.
But for now, let's go and explore the area a little bit. And not far from the church, there is a cemetery.
Okay, so we will visit his house in a little bit. We came for the demonstration, which is in a few minutes, in 5 minutes.
So, this is a replica on a smaller scale of the Tesla coil. And during the demonstration, we had to hold a fluorescent bulb. Basically, the resulting high frequency voltage can illuminate fluorescent bulbs several feet away with no wire connection. And this might have been the first steps towards the wireless technology we are using today. Then, it was time to go and watch the documentary about Nikola Tesla available here.
His name was Nikola Tesla.
We just seen the documentary, which was very interesting. I have to say that maybe it's the third or the fourth video documentary I'm watching about his life, and this time kind of said some things that I eventually didn't notice, so they didn't share in the previous documentaries, but basically it was a narration which said that Nikola Tesla passed a lot of difficulties and a lot of challenges,
Prošao sam kroz sve teškoće, opasnosti.
and he nearly drowned like a dozens of times, and he was like in very peculiar situations, and he mentioned that it wasn't a coincidence that he survived all this, but kind of there is a power in the universe that helped him, and I completely agree with that, and I think it kind of relates to what I've been sharing before, right, about miracles. And in fact, he said that the fact that he was still alive after all these things is a miracle, and it relates perfectly with the thing that I mentioned to you before, right? Is it a coincidence? So the time has come now. Let's go and see the house where Nikola was born. Oh. So unfortunately, we had to leave because they closed at 3, so it kind of felt a bit rushed, but it is what it is. And in the winter they are closed at 3, and then during summer it's open all day. This was it for now. We'll have a little break, and then we have 1 hour until our new friend will come with the car to bring us back to Gospić. Honestly, I understand why Mr. Nikola Tesla was kind of sensitive to noise, if you can say it in that way. He mentioned that strong noises kind of disturbed him, and I can relate to that as well, honestly. But he was talking about noise pollution as well, right? So I can imagine that, he's very peaceful here. There is a road in the front, and there are some cars passing by from time to time, but at the time there were no cars, so at least not as many, and not the same cars. So I can picture that there were maybe horses around here. So we have to go now because our new friend came to pick us up, but I hope you found this information useful, and soon I will share the rest of the information I wanted to share with you. So let's go. Let's see here. Nikola Tesla. Our new friend was so kind to bring us and show us Nikola Tesla school, one of the first schools here in Gospić. Of course, they loved him here, and they still do. People have huge respect, and they are very proud about the fact that Nikola Tesla was born here in this town. Or nearby, because we are in Gospić now. Yeah, and actually it's very nice to be here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the tough times in our life. I truly believe that tough times can make us, tougher as well. There is this saying that says, tough time never lasts, but tough people do. For example, thinking about what happened into my life, on the top of my head, I remember a few times which are very tough. And somehow I managed to pass through it, making some decisions in my life and actually some improvements as well. So there's also this quote which says, the biggest the issue, the biggest the catalyst, right? So when tough times happen in our life, we can channel this energy, talking about energy, and with a positive outcome from it. So it gives us another point of view, right? It's up to us how we channel this suffering. So I hope these words will come useful. The batteries of my camera ran out, but I really wanted to share these thoughts with you today because that's what I promised. So another thing which I found very useful during these years, mostly the last years, the recent years, is that I understood that I really need to take care of my mental health and physical health. So that's what I've been doing recently. I mean, in the almost the last 2 years, daily meditation and daily breathing exercises. And as you know, the more oxygen we put into our bodies, then our bodies function a lot better. And then cold showers as well helps. Also, it helps mainly because they are kind of fitness for our cardiovascular system. Then of course also prevents depression and a lot of other benefits. So that's what I'm doing as well, almost daily cold showers, even it's like 60 seconds, but it helps a lot. Of course, nutrition, it's also another factor which we have to consider if we want to improve our health as well. Another healthy habit which I practice on a regular basis is called earthing or grounding. In case you like to learn more about it, please watch this documentary where I shared more information about this healthy practice. Please find the link to it in the description below. Another thing which I found very important to mention is that everything is energy, right? So everything is vibrating and we are like magnets, right? So basically we attract what our frequency is. So it ever happened to you when, for example, you are angry and then something negative happens to you and then you continue to be angry and then something else, another negative thing happens to you. So that's because this happens when we are vibrating on a low frequency. So today we met one of the masters of energy, Nikola Tesla, which he understood it very well. In fact, he said if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you have to think in terms of energy, vibration and frequency. So that's another factor which I found very, very interesting. It ever happened to you to think of a person and then after some time, some minutes, you see this person? It actually happened in Venice recently. Somehow this person came through my head and I haven't spoke to this person, I haven't seen this person for many years, and then somehow the thought about this person came to my head. And then we were having a pizza in this place in Venice, and then this person came to it, his wife, and just passed by in the front, and we were sitting at the window. So as Nikola Tesla said, it's not like a coincidence, it's a kind of synchronization of things, of events, and we attract them to us. With this little knowledge I have, I can surely say that we are incredible creatures with an enormous power inside of ourselves. But somehow this power gets suppressed by different events in our life. But we have to remember that there is this power inside of ourselves, and we come from unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms, which have been very, very powerful. They have been during the ice age, they have been trapped in the ice for millions of years. So we are very resilient, so we have to remember that, and I think it could help us to to fight for the things we believe in, to fight for our dreams as well, and to not give up when things are not going as we would like them to go. So we have to find this inner power that is there. So again, I hope these messages will come useful. Sorry about the noise in the background because we're at the bus stop right now, but it was very important for me to share these messages with you, and because today it was a very special day, and I thought it would be very important to share these messages. Okay, so I hope you find this video useful. Talk to you soon. Bye. If you are new on this channel and you would like to stay updated, please consider to subscribe. Thank you very much.